Robbie, obviously this is your first fight internationally, but you're not exactly traveling too far. Do you ever regret perhaps not fighting, in other parts of the world like Europe or Asia or Brazil or any place like that?
No, I just go with the flow, and wherever they book me, that's where I show up.
You haven't spent much time outside though here, it looks like. Just hearing you talk yesterday, it's just all hanging out in the room pretty much?
Yeah, hanging out in the room. It's a little cold out there, and it's 70 degrees in my room, so it's a little nicer.
Does this type of weather, I don't know if this is a stupid question or not, but does it make it more challenging to cut weight for you guys, or is it just only if you're, doing things outside?
Yeah, it doesn't make it hard for me. I've lived in the cold before, obviously not in a place that's cold, but just do everything indoors. Bring your plastics, bring your sweats, and just go to work.
Yeah, there you go. And you're a guy who, in the past, your home was starting out at welterweight. You moved up to middleweight, came back down. Obviously, Dos Anjos is moving up a division here. What are the challenges that when you go up and you're fighting elite fighters at a weight class higher than where you're typically used to competing? How do you make adjustments for that?
You just go out there and be as strong as you possibly can, and be tactical and try to beat the other guy up just like you would at the weight below. The pace might be a little slower, so there's definitely advantages to moving up.
Would you ever consider going back to middleweight?
No, not really. I feel like I'm good at this weight. I'm not too heavy. It's not a hard weight cut for me, so I feel comfortable.
In the build-up to this fight, Dana White's gone on the record and said that the winner of this fight will get the next title shot. Have you had any more communication with Dana, and do you believe him when he says that?
No, I haven't had any communication with him, but I'm not too worried about that because you got to win first anyways, and then you see what happens after that. So I'll just focus on the task at hand, go out there and try to showcase my skills and put my best foot forward.
Should you win, do you think the last couple of wins would put you in a position to get a rematch with Tyron?
Yeah, obviously a win always gets you closer to your goals, so we'll see what happens.
I know when you first came back to the UFC, it was a pretty frequent pace of fighting, and it's been a little bit slowed down this time. Tyron said yesterday that he's planning on getting shoulder surgery, which will keep him out, who knows how long. For you, if you win this fight, are you content with, taking some time off if you need to in order to get a title shot, or do you want to, keep the flow going here?
I'm going with the feel. I see how I feel, see what's going on around me. There's a lot of different variables. There's training partners getting ready for fights. There's coaches getting ready for fights. So you have to, and how I feel. So it's a lot of variables that I need to make sure are all aligned for me to take it.
And this is, I believe, your second fight under Henry Hooft and the Combat Club since leaving ATT, correct? What have they given you, and what have you got there that perhaps you weren't getting before ATT?
No, really good. There's really good training partners everywhere I've gone. It's all about different skill sets, making sure I'm sharpening all my skills, working top to bottom. It's just a good atmosphere for me.
Since you fought Donald Cerrone, earlier this year, he's lost a couple more in a row. Are you surprised to see him on this little skid right now that he's facing?
I don't really pay much attention to everyone. I'm not trying to be surprised or shocked by anything. I'm living my life, and they're doing their things, and we're just watching.
Fox is obviously a massive platform, so you're in the main event, you're headlining. If things go your way, you win. Will you have something prepared or planned to say, using that platform to try and get that title shot against Tyron?
I don't have anything planned to say. I'm just going to go out there and be me like I always have, and that's it.
Last thing, a little more fun question here, but it's the holidays, New Year's coming up, all that stuff. Do you make New Year's resolutions, whether it's career-wise, personal-wise, family-wise, anything? Do you do that sort of thing or no?
Not really. I just do those kinds of things every day. Because I want to change how I want to improve. And just because it's a new year doesn't mean I should start something. I just do that every day of my life. If it happens in April, then do I have to wait until the 1st? So I don't do that.
And after all these years, do you still enjoy doing the media?
Oh, I love it. It's great.
What's your favorite part about the media?
Answering all these questions with light shining in your eyes, all the good stuff.
You told Brett Okamoto yesterday that you talk about with your friends all the things that we're kind of asking you about, right? Is that accurate? Was with the quote that you kind of gave him when he asked you what you talk about, at home with your friends when it comes to MMA, and you basically said, I talk about what you guys asked me about?
Yeah, but I was joking. I was talking about this shit. I'm at home relaxing, talking about other stuff.
Is part of that because I don't know, is this a job? And like a lot of people when you don't want to take your job home. Is that part of it, or you need to compartmentalize your life a little bit, or maybe?
No, because I've never really been much into this kind of stuff, and take a little step back. I don't need to be involved too much. Enjoy my fight, go home, relax. I train every day. I'm around fighters every day. I don't need to be in it all the time.
Do you watch the UFC events on Saturday nights?
Yeah, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So just all depends. If I have a guy fighting a guy I know, then I'll watch.
Yeah. What do you think? How's Rockhold going to do coming up here in February against Whitaker?
Obviously Rockhold's Whitaker's a really tough guy, so Rockhold's doing a great job training. We got to get ready, and it's going to be a tough fight.
Yeah, what do you make of George St. Pierre? Comes back from 4 years, holds the title for the shortest title reign ever in UFC history, 33 days before he vacates it. Does that? I know you said you're not surprised, shocked by any of this stuff, but when you watch that as kind of an observer of your fellow fighters, did that take you off guard a bit to see him give up the belt so quickly?
I'm not commenting on that. I'm going to let just talk about that.
Okay, fair enough.
I just feel like...
I feel like you have something you want to say about this.
No, it doesn't need to be said.
All right, fair play. Thank you, Robbie.
Good luck on Saturday, thanks. Rafael, how's it going? Right, yeah. All right, Rafael, this is a big fight for you. Big Fox against a former champion. Now this is your third fight in the weight class. Are you now set? Have you kind of got your weight management on point? And I guess you're happier now that you don't have to cut all this weight during fight week as well, right?
Yeah. It's I just feel better, much healthier, And I know I fight bigger guys, but I'm bigger too. I feel more stronger. I just have heavy bones. These guys, they all look bigger than me, but I know I have heavy bone. I have a different genetic, but I just feel good, man. I found joy back, to compete, and I think that's a new chapter of my life.
Is there anything that would ever make you go back to lightweight, or are you now finished with that division?
No, I'm finished with that division. I don't think my body changed a lot throughout the years, and I feel I'm in great shape. Very low fat percentage, and I'm still overweight. I still gotta cut a couple pounds for welterweight. I don't believe I ever go back for lightweight.
In the build-up to this fight, Dana White said that the winner will get the next title shot. Do you buy into that? Have you spoken to Dana, or has your management spoken to Dana? Is that confirmed? Are you guaranteed a title shot if you win?
Yeah, that's what he said, right? That's why I believe in what he said. And, of course, I have Robbie this Saturday, tough test, but I believe the winner should fight for the title. I don't see anybody else to get that chance.
There's some champions who are just fighting the next contender, and there's some champions that are trying to angle for a money fight or a super fight. What is your opinion of Tyron as a champion and how he's conducted himself as a champion in this class?
Yeah, I think he does what it takes to win his fights. He defended the title, I think, three times in 1 year. That's a lot. Respect for him for that, but I get it. Everybody, we have a short amount of time in our career as a fight career to make that money, especially he has the belt right now and trying to get a money fight. I get it, but I just don't get it. I just don't get when you need surgery to fight some guy, but you don't need surgery to fight another guy. I just don't get it. If you need shoulder surgery, you need shoulder surgery. That's it, period. You need it. But to fight Nate Diaz, I don't need it. But to fight Robbie or RDA or some other contender, I need it. I just don't get it.
There's a lot of rumors circulating about Colby Covington, perhaps, and Tyron Woodley coaching the next season of Tough and Colby getting the next title shot. Do you think that would be fair for what Colby has done in the division so far? Do you think if he gets the next title shot, that's a fair move on the UFC's part?
I don't think so. I don't think it's a fair move. I believe the winner of this fight should fight for the title. But UFC knows better thing to do. And I'm just going to focus on myself this Saturday and bring my A game, do the best as I can to win that fight, and looking forward to perform at my best.
When with Robbie and what he brings to the table, when you kind of close your eyes and you envision the fight playing out, how do you beat Robbie Lawler on Saturday night?
I think like my speed advantage, I have a speed advantage and my gas tank is better. And he got a heavy hands. I believe he's gonna come fast to try to solve the puzzle, to finish the problem fast, and I will be able to handle that. And he's not gonna be able to finish fast. So as long as the fight goes on, I think it will be better for me.
And the final question for you: Fox is a massive platform. You're in the main event. If you beat Robbie Lawler, will you use that platform in the post-fight interview to call out Tyron Woodley and try and angle for that title shot next?
Yeah, I think like that's something that everybody's expecting already. Even Tyron said a couple weeks ago that the winner, he said like get past Robbie and then we're gonna fight. That's what he said, and let's see. Of course, I will try to I'm not the best in promote myself and call people out, but I think I deserve it to be a former lightweight champion and doing good on welterweight champion. I don't see why not.
Thank you. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rafael. Let me just get it. What's happening, Mike? You alright?
What's up, brother? I'm good. How you doing?
Not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Mike, listen. It's always fun covering one of your fights. You just bring a lot of spunk and personality to the table. Let's talk about that face-off you just had with Santiago just about 5 minutes ago. What was the kind of, I suppose, story and feeling and creative behind that one?
Well, I seen a video that he was in the gym flashing some lights with his hands, trying to work on his mind and reaction time, and I guess that's what it is. It's something that athletes are doing, and I'm not saying that it's useless, but what I'm saying is that while he was flashing lights, I was in the gym fighting. I was fighting to train and training to fight, and that's what we're about to go in there on Saturday and do, and I'm gonna take the aggression to a new level, and I hope he feels some type of way about it, and he steps in, and we stand in the middle, and we give you guys a show.
Do you feel as though you should have a number next to your name by now? You should be ranked, and then are you hoping that a win over Santiago gets you into the top 15 or maybe even the top 10?
Hey, I was top 15 for a week or two. I broke in, you know what I'm saying? I may have had to get out, but I'm about to jump up. I'm going to win this weekend. It's as simple as that, and I'll be up in the top 15, maybe number 11, I'm thinking, number 12, I don't know.
I'm from London, so I spoke to Darren Till yesterday. He has a message for you, which I'm going to read right now. He says, tell him to get the job done so he can come and try and take that unbeaten record. What is your reply to that?
That was a respectable thing to say, I'd have to say. And I do want to say UFC London is not until March. I know somebody can get this work in February at UFC Orlando at the Amway Center. Are you man enough to come to my hometown?
I love the fact that you and Darren have been going back and forth. It all started in Poland. You kind of instigated it when you kind of went into the cage. Darren was actually supposed to be here.
I know.
And I spoke to him, and unfortunately he couldn't make it out. Were you hoping that he could make it out to this fight so you can start to build and hype a potential fight with him even more?
It is what it is. Doesn't affect me. I'm going to have all the fun that I can have. And what's he missing out on? He doesn't get to fight this weekend. So, real fighters want to fight. He's not here for that. He's probably spending time with family or doing something. a little more productive with his life. Maybe he's taking a step towards another career because after he fights me, he might need to change.
I love the outfit, by the way, the ring, the watch, the chain, the hair.
Thank you.
What's the kind of inspiration behind all of this?
I just like to dress nice, man. I got some money in my pocket, so I bought some nice things, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I got this ring, a wolf ring, because the wolf ain't in the circus. And, you know, UFC may be somewhat of a little crazy circus, but they not telling me what to do. They just putting something in my face that I don't have to accept. But I accept these fights because I love to fight. I love to get this money. It's the easiest way for me to get money.
And the final question for you: when you close your eyes and you envision the fight playing out, how do you beat Santiago Ponzinibbio on Saturday night?
All I gotta do is mix it up. I'm the more well-rounded fighter. I have more attributes. I have more abilities. I'm a better wrestler. I'm a better grappler. I'm a better striker. You know, maybe he starts out boxing me at some point in the fight. I hope he does. I hope we're blasting each other. I hope I get you out your seats. And then I'm going to change it up. I'm telling y'all, I've told every media person before you that I got something in store this weekend. And I'm pretty confident that I'm going to pull this move off to get the finish. And it should lock in knockout of the year for me because that's 3. Out of the 3, they're going to be spectacular. You got to pick one of them.
And now my final question, actually. Big Fox, it's a massive platform. You always have kind of something to say. You have a plan, a roadmap. If you get your win on Saturday night, who will you call out? What will you say on that mic?
Man, there's lots to say, man. You know, see if I can change the world a little bit, make some people smile, make some people laugh, make some people cry, and make my purse go up for the next time, and draw the right fight towards me and draw me closer to that championship.
Nice. Good luck on Saturday, mate. Thank you. Cheers, man. Thanks. Hey, Glover. Like I said, as you were sitting down, I was in Stockholm to cover your fight, and obviously we never got a chance to speak to you post-fight, but how did you kind of, I suppose, evaluate your overall performance against Alex, and kind of how have you changed things since then?
Well, you know, you can't change too much in the game. You know, you can do better. Try to work on speed and try to work and see what the mistakes you make. You know, like on the last fights, and try to fix it. I think I rushed in too much. I keep rushing in. You know, I couldn't find the stuff. But this is a different fighter. Different fight, different fighter. So, you know, of course, I try to improve a little stuff here and there, but you know, it's always going to be your style that's going to make the difference. I see so many fighters they're trying to change the style, change the way they train, change the coach, and end up like losing fight, or you know, it's like it's not going to change it. I've been training like that, and I won a lot of fights like that, so we'll see what happens. You know, I think I'm in very good shape. I'm very, you know, spiritual, like good, feeling great. So we'll see.
What have you made of Misha's performances since he's been in the UFC? Obviously, you know, he's coming off loss as well, but aside from that, he's looked pretty good.
Yeah, he's a good fighter. You know, he's very well rounded. You know, he's like, he got good submissions. He's obviously a very strong guy, and he's got a good striking ability as well. So we just gotta watch out for him and everything. But I just think I'm a little bit above him and everything.
You're a big puncher. He's coming off a KO loss. So is that the plan here, is to go in there and then try and get that KO early as possible?
You know me, I'm always in any fight, all the fights, no matter who I fight. You know, I come into the fight. I come in for knock your head out. So, you know, that's my style. That's just some things like, I love it, and people love about me, you know, like the fans love about this style that I have. And sometimes it didn't work, but you know, it is what it is. You just gotta fix some situations, but you know, it's always gonna be the aggressive guy that's gonna come out for knockout.
And obviously Fox is a massive platform, Big Fox. Should things go your way and you get the win, do you have a plan of what you'd like to do next after this fight? I mean, did perhaps a fight with Jimmy Manuwa make sense to you, maybe in London? And will you use that platform post-fight to call somebody out?
After this fight, I gotta focus on this fight and winning this fight. I don't know. I'm just thinking. I was thinking more like winning a comedy because right now Gustafsson is the next in line, but he's hurt his injury, so he's gonna stay out for a little bit. So those guys, the winner, those guys want to brawl in April, May. Who knows, man? Maybe it's my chance there, right there. And, I'm not gonna deny that possibility,
And one final question, and this is about Daniel Cormier, the champion. A lot of other champions in other divisions are kind of holding on to that title, asking for money fights and super fights and moving weight classes. Cormier is the opposite. He just wants to fight the next contender in line. Is that a good thing, in your opinion, for the division, so that hopefully you can get another shot at it as well?
It's a great day for us, and that's what champions should do. I mean, I understand the money fight and everything, but I think Cormier is doing the right thing. Respect him for that. I think if I ever be champion, I think I'll be doing the same thing.
And finally, when you close your eyes and you envision the fight playing out, how do you beat Misha Serkinov on Saturday night?
Knockout.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Try to tell my wife the same thing all the time.
You, me both. All right, Ricardo, good to see you. I feel for you for this fight in a way, because the Jose Aldo fight was going to be such a high-profile fight, and unfortunately, things got moved around. Just explain to me, you getting the phone call, finding out about the UFC moving Aldo to the Holloway fight, and then getting Josh Emmett as a replacement.
Yeah, well, basically, we didn't know what the replacement was going to be for a couple of weeks. I think it was like 2 weeks that I was sitting there just kind of training and waiting for a call from the UFC. But I don't know. I just had this eerie feeling that something was going to happen with my Aldo fight, like he was going to get injured or something. And my premonition came true, and he got pulled and was given the title fight. So I just had to roll with it and keep training.
Had that fight taken place and had you beat Aldo, you could have made a claim for a title shot. So now it's Josh Emmett. Is it just a paycheck, a payday, or can you kind of leverage this into something bigger and better for you down the road?
It's it doesn't matter who it is. It's another day in the office. It's my job, so I don't care who I'm fighting. I got to go in there and I got to perform and earn a living.
There may be some folks out there that maybe aren't familiar with Josh Emmett, as they are with you. So for those that aren't familiar with him, can you just break him down, what he brings to the table and what you need to be prepared for in this fight?
Yeah, he's really, he's a little shorter, but he's a really strong guy. He throws a lot of, I'd call him a very busy fighter. He's constantly moving, constantly trying to box with you, throws a lot of overhands, tries to use a lot of angles. So he's a good fighter. He's well-rounded. He comes from a wrestling background. That's what I've gotten from watching this fight.
We just saw last weekend Brian Ortega get a big win. You're going to be fighting on Fox. It's a massive platform. A lot of people, general consensus is, hey, if Ricardo wins, Ricardo versus Brian makes a lot of sense. Are you the same thinking there?
We'll see what happens after Saturday. I don't like looking past my opponents. I got to give Josh the respect he deserves and not just assume I'm going to go walk through him because, this is a fight and anything can happen. So after Saturday, we can talk about that.
I want to ask you about the champion, Max Holloway. A lot of other champions in other divisions are kind of like holding on for titles. They're trying to angle for super fights or big money fights. And you've got guys like Max who's just bring on the next contender, bring on the next contender. And it's going to feel like there's finally some stability now in the featherweight division. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely some stability. We definitely have a champ that wants to defend the belt and is willing to take on anybody who steps up. So that's a good type of champion to have at a weight class.
And finally, when you close your eyes and you envision the fight with Josh playing out, how do you get your hand raised in victory?
I imagine the ref pulling me off him and stopping the fight.
Thanks, Ricardo.
Thank you.
Please.
Yeah.
All right, Misha, nice to see you again. Last time I saw you was in Stockholm, and obviously we never got a chance to speak to you post-fight, but can you just kind of give me your feedback on your performance? Obviously, it was a very short fight for you, but what went wrong for you that night?
The fight started, and I was a little bit too pumped up. I was too excited, and we did a couple exchanges, and I felt like I was a little bit faster, so I just got excited, and I just went at my opponent kind of a little bit in a straight line, because I thought I'm gonna tag him. I thought like a couple of shots did kind of like tag him, and he was going backwards, so I thought I'm gonna just press him down against the cage. But then what surprised me, as I was going forward and as I was about to kind of get in the clinch, he was able to bounce with his back off the cage and cut and switch the angle better, and he got a nice clean punch. I didn't even feel it. It's just everything kind of like stumbled, and it was a little bit short. Not obviously the way I planned it, but fighting is one of those sports where you cannot predict the outcome. It's not scripted. It's something that is just like, it's so live and it's so hardcore that like anything can happen. Like before that I was on an 8-fight winning streak and all finishes, and then here you go in and like 30 seconds something and you got cut. So it just shows the dangers, and it shows how tough the sport is, and it's a tough game. It's a tough game. You just have to train very, very hard and always stay humble and always keep learning.
Volkan's obviously, kicked on from there. It's crazy. A year ago, nobody knew him, and here he is on the verge of fighting for a title. What have you made of his kind of just like, rise to stardom in such a short amount of time in this division?
It's good for him. He put himself in that position. It just shows that it doesn't matter who you are. Like everyone who's listening now, if you're a martial artist, if you have a dream and goal, just because you're not in UFC now doesn't mean you'll never be in UFC. Just work hard, train hard, and then win fights. And by winning fights and working hard, you will get in UFC. And once you're in UFC, do the same thing. Work very, very hard and believe in yourself, and you can win. If you work hard and you surround yourself with good people, good things happen. So Volkan was able to do that, and amazing. It's good for him. It would be nice to see kind of like the future of MMA develop exactly like that. Today we're seeing Hall of Famers that are here today, but next year we might see completely new faces dominating the sport. It just shows the new generations of fighters. They're learning everything from the young age. They develop pretty much the full skill set from the young age. And it's exciting. MMA is growing. It just shows that MMA is only getting better.
I was speaking to Glover about this, and given the state of the light heavyweight division, it feels as though you guys can get a couple of wins and you can be right where Volkan is right now, getting a title shot. And you've got a champion in Cormier who wants to defend the title against the next contender. How healthy is that for the division? And do you feel the same way that Glover does, that maybe a win here or maybe one more off this can get you a title shot?
100%, like pretty much both of us. Like obviously Glover is a little bit closer to there. He's ranked number 3 right now. I'm ranked only number 7. So we're in a bracket where a couple exciting wins just puts you right back in there. Because we can fight, and if you win fights, that's just the nature of the business. You're slowly going in the better rankings, and potentially, of course, that's always a dream and goal, is to fight for that gold shiny belt. That'll be the best. That'll be the best thing.
Glover's obviously got a lot of punching power. It feels like you've just trained for a very not too similar, but fairly similar in terms of someone that's got a lot of punching power. How are you going to be able to deal with what Glover brings to the table? And when you close your eyes and you envision the fight playing out, how do you actually get your hand raised in victory on Saturday night?
I just have to be very smart, intelligent. I'm facing a fighter with a high fight IQ, so I just have to be patient, careful, use my athletic abilities. I cannot play his game, he's tricky. I'll do my best. And I'll put everything on the line, and I'm gonna try to do everything to get the win.
Good luck on Saturday, Misha.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Sandu, what's up? How are you?
All right, Santiago, good to see you again. The last time we saw you in the Octagon, it was a big win for you against Gunnar Nelson in Glasgow. Tell me about the aftermath and following that win. What was it like to go back home and celebrate with your friends and family, and now really kick on in the division?
Nice, brother. Really excited. My last fight is really good. When you stay in Glasgow, it's exciting fight. Gunnar Nelson, tough guy, number 8 in the world, 82 seconds. Good punches, good timing. I'm really happy for this victory. And continue training, I back to my house, continue training hard. I stay here one more time, man. One more time show. I am ready for shine,
I like the haircut, the shades, the jacket, the gold chain. Is this the new look now for Santiago?
Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, man. I try anytime. I try the good dog, only no fight, this is a lot piece you need.
So you're a top 10 ranked fighter now. Mike Perry isn't ranked. So why did you choose to accept the fight to fight Mike Perry?
I am fighter, man. I am fighter. I waiting for all guys the ranking, UFC no give me nothing. UFC pass everything when I see all ranking have the fight, Dos Sancho Lauer, Condit Mani, all guys stay in my front, he say have the fight. It's okay, give me part, I fight, man. I fight for any way. I don't have problem, man. I am fighter, I need 10 fight more for the title. It's okay, I want 10 fight more, man. See, if you give me 1 fight more, you give me the title. It's okay, I'm ready for the title tomorrow, But this is UFC game, It's not my option. I am fight.
Mike Perry's obviously got so many knockouts on his record. How do you prepare for someone that has clearly got so much punching power?
Yeah, man, but this is other level, man. He never fight for the guy same me, I stay another level. My level is different, My strike is different. This guy, a little bit power. Who knockout? Who guy? Tough guy? No, man. I stay another level, man. December 16, the people understand this.
Mike also likes to talk a lot. Are you prepared for that when you face off and playing some mind games with him and put a trash talk back and forth?
He talk a lot? Yeah, but he need it, man. He need attention, but in the fight he don't have attention. I am killing this guy, The attention in the fight is me. Or I am better in everything for this guy, The only time he have attention is only a lot of it talk, It's okay. It's nice.
There was a lot of talk in the build-up to this fight for Mike Perry, or if he beats Santiago, maybe him and Darren Till will fight in England. Should you win, would you like to fight Darren Till maybe in the London main event?
Brother, I fight for any way, Give me, I fight. I won. Everyone in this division, Everyone I won. I don't need. I know I fight this. No, man. I know this is not my style. All my fight is hard fight. My last fight victory is for tough guys, All guys, but these are really tough guys. I come in, Chava Strickler. I want the good guys. I don't have problem. I fight for anyone.
And final question, when you close your eyes and you envision the fight playing out against Mike Perry, how do you win? How do you beat him on Saturday night?
I know, come, man. I finish this guy.
Awesome. Nice to meet you in person. First of all, tell me when you got the phone call and you knew that you were going to be on this card fighting Ricardo Lamas, obviously a top 5 ranked opponent.
When I got the phone call, it was actually my managers were talking with Sean Shelby about me fighting in January, and they just kind of threw out, Lamas needs to fight, and so my managers told me, and the next morning I just woke up and I said, hey, I want that Lamas fight. So they actually said I was ready to go. Shelby asked everyone in the top 15. Everyone turned it down. So that's the reason why I'm here. And it's a huge opportunity. So I'm going to seize the opportunity and go out there and shock the world on Saturday.
Yeah, it seems to be a running theme in the UFC at the moment where you've got guys that are outside the top 15, don't have a number next to their name, and it's hard for them to get a fight with a ranked opponent so they can start climbing the ladder. And here you are, you've got a top 5 opponent out of the blue, and it seems to always come when it's a short notice of fight or either an injury or a replacement or something like that. But I'm assuming this is like a massive opportunity on a silver platter for you, right?
Yeah, of course, and I wouldn't be in this position if I didn't get the short notice fight. You know, I'm not ranked. I had one fight at featherweight, and it was a good fight. You know, I set a record, but it's like I wouldn't be fighting Lamas. He's one of the top guys in the world. He's been at the top for his entire career. But like I said before, this is like a true life or a real life Rocky story. You know, everyone loves the underdog, and I'm going to go out there, and when I get to the top, it'll be a rags to riches American dream.
Tell me where you are right now in terms of your weight cut, and it has been a while since we last fought at featherweight. Was the plan to go back to featherweight at any point, or is it just because of this opportunity right now?
No, actually, I just fought 7 weeks ago when I made my featherweight debut. So, I fought Felipe Arantes. It was my first time at featherweight in the UFC, and I did great. It was my plan all along. Once I got in the UFC, was to fight at featherweight, but since I got in at 155, it was working well for me, so I just kind of stayed there. So with that one split decision loss in New York, it just made me reevaluate things, rethink about my career, and I decided to make the cut to featherweight because I think I'll make a run at the title. I got into this sport later than most, and it's either now or never. So I want these opportunities. I've never turned down a fight. I'll never turn down a fight in the future. So as soon as they gave this to me or offered it to me, I was like, screw the January card, give me Lamas.
Obviously, he's been around a while. I'm sure you've seen plenty of footage on him, and you've been following his career. What does he bring to the table, and what are you going to have to look out for in order to beat him on Saturday night?
Yeah, like I said, Lamas is one of the best guys in the world. He's really well-rounded, but I'm a well-rounded fighter too. I've trained with the best team in the world for over a decade. I have 2 teammates and coaches that have actually fought Lamas. One in the WEC, Danny Castillo, Chad Mendes fought him a few years back too. Those are my main training partners, along with the crop of outstanding fighters we have on the team. So it's I know where I stack up. I've been the main training partner for every single person on our team, and the history of Team Alpha Male. I've been there since the beginning, 2005, and so this is my time, and I'm stoked for Saturday night.
And Fox is a massive platform as well. Given the platform, should you get your hand raised in victory, will you use that platform to kind of call your shot and try to further your career in the divisional rankings as they are at the moment?
Yeah, of course. A win over Lamas, I think, puts me right in the mix. I think, with another 5, maybe 2, it depends what the UFC wants. I know Holloway is going to fight Frankie Edgar, and then who knows what happens. This sport is a crazy game, so it depends who's in, who's out. Just like the opportunity that I got, maybe something can pop up. But yeah, I'm just going to ride the wave and just keep on gunning for that title. That's my goal. I got into the UFC. I got into MMA because I wanted to fight in the UFC. I made it to the UFC, and my goal is to be a world champion. So, it'll come.
And speaking of the champion, we've seen champions from other divisions once they get the title to angle for a money fight or a super fight, and here you have a guy like Max Holloway. It feels like he's finally bringing some stability back to the division. Can you just talk about how important that is for the 145ers?
Yeah, it's great. Like McGregor, he did so much for the sport, and now Holloway, he's a great champion. He's an awesome fighter. But as far as me, I know I have to earn that. It's same thing with this. So when I got the opportunity to fight Lamas, and the ball was in his court, I basically, put something out there, not disrespectful at all, but just hey, if you want to fight, I'll take the fight. I know I have to earn, I have to earn the fight. So I can't go and call people out, but if they offer it to me, I'll take it in a heartbeat.
And finally, when you close your eyes and you envision this fight playing out, how do you beat Ricardo Lamas on Saturday night?
I'm dangerous everywhere. So, I visualize, good positions, bad positions. I've won from every, depending on if we're standing up, I knock him out, submit him, TKO. But I always visualize my hand being raised at the end of the fight and coming out victorious.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Appreciate that.